She wasn't just knocking on the gate. She was pounding like the HOA owned my soul and my backyard oasis. Behind her, two bored lackeys had their phones out recording, smirking as if this was their Super Bowl, while the summer night air crackled with the kind of tension that makes kids drop their towels and neighbors peek over fences like it's the best reality show ever. Then came the wail of sirens, red and blue lights slicing through the water like knives, the cops. And there she stood, HOA Queen Karen Whitaker herself, finger jabbing like a weapon. Arrest him. He's denying the community what's ours. But what none of them knew. Every second of her little power play was streaming live to my private server in HD glory. My name is Ryan Bennett. I'm not the guy who starts wars. I'm a single dad, a numbers guy who used to crunch spreadsheets for a living, and the son of a man who poured his heart into this patch of dirt long before any HOA clipboard warriors existed. This pool behind me isn't some fancy status symbol. It's concrete, sweat, and Sunday mornings with my old man teaching me how to cannonball without cracking my skull. He built it brick by brick in '82, back when Sunnyvale Estates was just empty lots and promises. The deed he filed? It sits in a fireproof box upstairs, yellowed but ironclad, proving this slice of backyard was never part of their precious covenant. Legally, their rules had as much power over my pool as they did over the moon. I never flaunted it. Neighbors would wave, I'd wave back. Kids begged for a dip on hot days, and I usually said yes because why not? But Karen Whitaker, oh, Karen, she didn't do yes. She did control. She smelled power the way sharks smell blood, and once she sniffed my little oasis, she decided it belonged to the community. Translation, her ego. It started polite, the way all HOA nightmares do. One sunny afternoon she strolled up in her pastel cardigan and pearl necklace, clipboard in hand, like it was the 10 Commandments. Ryan, darling, she cooed, voice dripping honey that could rot teeth. The board and I have been chatting. Wouldn't it be wonderful to open this lovely pool to everyone? Think of the children. Family barbecues, swim lessons, boosting our property values together. We're all in this neighborhood paradise as one big happy family, right? Behind her, the two bored drones nodded like bobbleheads, flashing fake smiles that never reached their eyes. I leaned on the gate, arms crossed, keeping my tone even. Appreciate the thought, Karen. But this is private property. Built by my dad before your HOA even existed. Deed says it's mine. No thanks. Her smile cracked for half a second, just long enough for me to catch the flash of fury behind the Botox. Oh, Ryan, you don't understand how these things work. The bylaws are very clear on shared amenities. We'll make it worth your while. She said it like she was offering me a prize instead of trying to steal my legacy. I just smiled back. Bylaws don't override deeds, Karen. Have a nice day. That was the match that lit the fuse. The notices started arriving like clockwork, each one more creative than the last. First, it was a certified letter claiming my fence violated aesthetic standards. Too tall, too plain, apparently. Then came the safety inspection demand. Pool deck shows signs of wear, community liability risk. Never mind that my deck was solid as the day Dad poured it. They even tried fining me for unauthorized water feature because the waterfall my kid and I added last summer didn't match their approved color palette. Each envelope came stamped with her perfect signature, Linda Karen Whitaker, President. I kept every one, filed them by date, highlighted the lies, and stacked them in a binder that grew thicker than my kid's school backpack. Neighbors started getting the same treatment if they so much as looked at my gate sideways. One guy down the street got cited for his flag being too patriotic, another for grass half an inch too long. Karen patrolled like a dictator in Lululemon, snapping photos and muttering about community standards. People laughed behind her back at first. There goes the grass police again. But the laughter died when the fines hit mailboxes. Then she went nuclear with the smear campaign. It started at the monthly HOA meeting she ran like a cult rally. It's such a shame, she sighed into the mic, voice all fake concern, that some residents choose selfishness over unity. One homeowner is hoarding a beautiful pool while our children bake in the heat. We offered solutions. We offered harmony. But some people, well, heads turned my way. Whispers rippled. By the next day, the neighborhood Facebook group exploded with her post. Selfish dad denies kids summer joy. Is this who we want in Sunnyvale? Comments flooded in. How can one man be so greedy? Call the board. For the children. I watched it all from my porch, sipping coffee, while my hidden cameras, tiny, legal, pointed only at my own property, kept rolling. Every nasty comment, every concerned message she forwarded, every time she accidentally mentioned me at the mailbox. The isolation crept in slow. Playdates got canceled. Waves turned into awkward nods. My own kid came home from the bus stop one day, asking why everyone called his dad the pool hoarder. I hugged him tight and said, "They're just scared of a bully, buddy. We'll be okay." But Karen wasn't done. She wanted blood. The contractors showed up on a blistering Tuesday like they owned the place. 3 guys in reflective vests unloading ladders and measuring tapes. Karen strutting ahead in heels that clicked like gunfire on the sidewalk. "We're here for the community integration assessment," one mumbled, already eyeing my gate. Karen flashed that toothpaste smile. "Board approved, Ryan. We'll have this pool ready for block parties in no time. Think of the memories we'll create together." I stepped out, calm as ever, blocking the path. "This land isn't under your authority. Deed predates the HOA by 10 years. Turn around." Her laugh was sharp enough to cut glass. "Oh, sweetie, stop being difficult. The bylaws clearly state." "The bylaws don't apply here." I cut in, voice steady. "And if 1 foot crosses that line, it's trespassing. I have it on camera." I pointed up at the little black dome tucked under the eave. Her eyes flicked to it, and for the first split second I saw real panic. Then the mask snapped back. "Cameras? How paranoid. The board will hear about this." She waved the crew off, but not before hissing over her shoulder. "You'll crack eventually, Ryan. Everyone does when the fines pile up." I didn't crack. I adapted. Every threat she made, every fake notice, every online jab, I logged it. My old military buddy had taught me years ago, never fight angry, fight prepared. So while Karen played queen, I played chess. The cameras weren't just watching. They were streaming to a secure drive with timestamps. My lawyer, a shark named Marcus who I'd kept on retainer since the first notice, got weekly packages. "You're building a fortress," he chuckled over the phone. "Keep going. This is textbook harassment." The neighborhood turned colder than a walk-in freezer. At the 4th of July block party Karen organized, complete with mandatory, approved red, white, and blue banners, parents pulled their kids away when I walked by. "Sorry, Ryan, we're full at our table." One mom actually whispered, "It's not personal, but you know how Karen gets." Yeah, I knew. She got rich off fear. She got off on watching grown adults shrink. Online it got uglier. Her follow-up post, "Update, still no pool access for our kids while Mr. Bennett enjoys his private paradise. Is this the Sunnyvale spirit?" Screenshots of my yard, taken from the street, of course, circulated with captions like "selfish" or just "cruel." I saved every one. Each post was another brick in the wall I was quietly building around her. Black humor hit when someone commented, "Karen, maybe stop harassing him and mow your own lawn. It's 2 inches over code." She deleted it in 30 seconds flat. Meanwhile, the fines kept coming. Outstanding balance, $2,847 for unauthorized amenity denial. Late fee for noncompliance. I paid nothing. Instead, I scanned each one and added it to the growing file. My kid even started calling it Karen's comic book collection because the threats were getting that ridiculous. "Dad, next she'll fine you for breathing too loud." We laughed about it over pizza, but inside I felt the weight. Not fear, just the slow burn of watching good people turn into sheep because one woman waved a clipboard. Karen's mask slipped more each week. She'd drive by slow, glaring at my gate like it personally offended her. At one point she accidentally let her dog poop on my curb and pretended not to notice. I caught it on camera, another gem for the collection. The woman who preached community values was turning the whole block into a pressure cooker, and the funniest part? She thought she was winning. But patience isn't passive. It's a loaded spring. Every night I reviewed the footage. Every weekend I double-checked the deed with Marcus. Karen Whitaker was building her own gallows. I just made sure the rope was nice and strong. And the night she finally decided to storm the castle, that spring snapped. The air was thick with barbecue smoke and nervous energy when she showed up with the full cavalry. Karen in her power heels, flanked by the entire board like backup dancers in khakis. She pounded the gate so hard the latch rattled. "Open this pool immediately, Ryan. The board has voted. Community access starts tonight." Phones were already rolling. Neighbors leaned out windows. Kids clutched towels, wide-eyed. I stood there, hands in pockets, voice low. "Private property, Karen. Deed says no. Walk away." Her face twisted. "You think your little piece of paper matters? We represent the neighborhood. Arrest him." She spun toward the street where the cop car had just pulled up, lights painting everything red and blue. "Officer, he's denying lawful community access." The two cops stepped out, hands on belts, scanning the circus. Karen launched into her greatest hits. "He's hoarding resources. Selfish. Anti-community." The board chimed in like a bad choir. I just waited. Then I pulled the folder from the porch chair, the one I'd prepped hours earlier. "Actually, officers," I said calmly, unfolding the yellow deed under the flashing lights. "This property was deeded in 1982. HOA formed in 92. No covenant signed. Ever. And here's every threat, every trespass attempt, every lie, time-stamped." I handed over the USB drive. Cameras caught it all, including her telling me I'd regret defying the board. One cop played the first clip. Karen's own voice filled the night. "The board always wins, Ryan. Open the gate or else." Her face went ghost white. The board members suddenly found their shoes fascinating. Neighbors' phones, once pointed at me, swung toward her. Headlights swept in, Marcus, my lawyer, stepping out like he owned the scene. "Officers, before this escalates, let's talk jurisdiction." He laid out statutes, highlighted sections, transcripts. Karen tried to interrupt, waving her bylaws like a white flag that had already surrendered. "This is harassment. Defamation." Marcus didn't blink. "No, ma'am. This is evidence. And under state law, your little performance tonight just added about 50 grand in damages." The cops exchanged looks. One finally spoke. "Ma'am, this appears to be a civil matter, and the deed checks out. No arrest." Karen's scream could have shattered glass. "You can't do this. I'm the president." But the video was already uploading itself to the neighborhood group, live. Her meltdown went viral before the cops even drove away. Court was 3 months later. Karen sat smaller, makeup caked to hide the bags under her eyes. Marcus dismantled her piece by piece. The notices, the posts, the attempted break-in, the lies. The judge didn't even need long. HOA claims dismissed. Property exempt. Harassment proven. Defendant awarded full damages plus legal fees, $87,000. Karen's jaw dropped so hard I swear I heard it hit the table. By morning, her resignation letter was in every mailbox. Personal reasons. The viral clip of her shrieking at cops played at every barbecue. Neighbors who once shunned me now brought over beers, laughing. "We were idiots, Ryan. Sorry." The board dissolved into awkward silence. I reopened the pool the next weekend. Not forced. Just open. Kids splashed. Parents relaxed. Laughter echoed where fear used to live. My cameras still watch. Not out of paranoia, but reminder. The pool isn't just water anymore. It's proof that quiet preparation beats loud tyranny every single time. So here's the question that keeps me up at night. Was I the selfish one for protecting what my father built with his own hands? Or was Karen the real criminal for stealing an entire neighborhood's peace in the name of community? Drop your answer below, because in HOA land, the rules never mattered. The rulers always did. And tonight, the rulers finally got what they deserved.